YouTube? It's LMERicoTv, man. I'm back with another video. Y'all see what we got going on. We got BTB Savage gunned down just days after VLADTV interview. So you already know what time it is, man. If you're brand new to the channel or you've been watching videos on the channel but not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button now. Also, don't forget to tell your family and friends about the channel as well, and hopefully they become supporters of the channel. And make sure you guys all don't forget to smash that like button and comment on the video to help the video get recommended to a larger audience of people and hopefully bring new supporters to the channel as well. Also, don't forget to turn on post notifications so you guys get notified when I drop new videos, and be sure you don't miss out on new videos. Check out the channel every single day. And also, don't forget to add and follow me on social media. All my social media platforms are listed down below in the description box as well as throughout the video, so you guys shouldn't have a hard time at all finding me on social media. And also, shout out to my supporters, man, because without y'all, my channel wouldn't be where it is. So I highly appreciate y'all. Continue to do what y'all do, definitely, and I highly appreciate it. But other than that, we're gonna go ahead and start the screen record. That started. It's starting the vid now.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on BTB Savage being shot and killed just days after his VLADTV interview. February 3rd, 2023. Just before 11:30 p.m., the San Antonio Police Department responded to the Augusta Flat Apartments after reports of a shooting. Officers arrived on scene, making their way to the 4th floor, where they located an apartment door with nearly a dozen bullet holes going through it. Inside the apartment, a man lay dead in a pool of his own blood. He was identified as 34-year-old Omar Richardson, a convicted felon who just recently was released from federal prison after a 33-month sentence for distributing marijuana with a Draco. He was on federal supervision at the time of his death. Officers would be notified of a male gunshot victim arriving at a local hospital, and investigators would be sent to speak with him in regards to the shooting. 26-year-old Daryl Gentry had been shot in the elbow, suffering a fracture, and had passed out at the hospital from loss of blood. Once awakened and comfortable, he broke down to investigators what had happened. Going by the name BTB Savage, Daryl explained he's a rapper who was asked for a feature by someone he somewhat knew. Being that it was already late, Savage just wanted to get the feature over with and make his money, but when he said he was missing certain recording equipment, the alleged artist named Ishmael claimed to have it, which set off a red flag in Savage's head. He hesitantly decided to invite them over anyways.
Man, yeah, he should have definitely listened to his gut on that one, because it's like, once you already got that red flag in your head and it's going, and you already don't really know this person, but you just somewhat know him, but you're not really cool with him like that, yeah, I would have been like, nah, I ain't even gonna do this feature. I'm gonna just fuck around, go get another feature for somebody else and just take that money in that deal, pretty much, and be done with it. But at the end of the day, man, all money ain't good money. So I would have just looked at it like that. Like, if I ain't feeling comfortable with this situation after dude said what he said, then I'm not finna continue on with it. I'm gonna just be like, nah, never mind type shit. But other than that, let's continue on.
It arrived in a vehicle with multiple people inside, and Savage would ask who they were.
It wouldn't even been a never mind. Sure, I wouldn't even have continued to entertain him at that point.
Ishmael would say they were his crew, but said to just let his uncle come, and asked if his uncle could use the bathroom. His uncle was really his stepfather, Omar Richardson. Everything was cordial on the way to the apartment, but Savage would notice how when Omar went to use the bathroom, it seemed he was taking the opportunity to look around and see who else was inside. Savage had been alone with just his fiance and his 4-year-old son. Getting the equipment ready, Ishmael would notice he was missing something, and Omar, the pretend uncle, would tell him to go get it. Another red flag as Savage wondered why the artist was going to get the equipment instead of Omar. Ishmael would leave the apartment and Savage would lock the door when Omar would say he wasn't on that type of time, before pulling out money to show nothing funny was happening. He'd compliment Savage's chain, ask if he could smoke, and the two would start rolling up when Savage took out his own gun, placing it on the counter. At that time, Omar grabbed the gun, asking him what type it is. Savage would tell him he's making him uncomfortable and ask for the gun back when Omar turned the gun on him, pulled his own gun out and aimed the second gun at Savage's fiance, who was sitting on the couch. He demanded the money Savage was seen flexing on Instagram and demanded his jewelry. Savage would go to take off his chain when Omar moved in, and Savage wrapped up while the two wrestled to the ground as a shot went off. Savage's fiance was able to get control of one of the guns while Omar was on top of Savage. She fired twice, striking Omar while the two continued wrestling on the floor. As the two wrestled in blood, shots started firing through the front door into the apartment by gunmen outside.
And the crazy thing is, man, this situation could have went a whole lot worse because, yeah, you got the fiance there, and then on top of that, the baby. So it's like, damn, 4-year-old son right there too, and that whole entire situation going down. It's like anything could have possibly happened for real to make that whole situation worse, but even worse than what it was. So that's it though, man. Just crazy, but let's continue on.
His fiance would fire 2 shots back out the door when Savage told her to shoot Omar again. She'd aim, fire, and strike Savage in the elbow, fracturing his bone while his arm went limp. She'd shoot Omar again as the bullet wounds now started to take a toll on his dying body as he tried to get up only for his legs to buckle. He'd then crawl while Savage placed his hand over Omar's, firing the gun to empty out the ammo. Once Omar realized he was defeated, he started begging for his life. Savage would take his sleeping son and fiance from the apartment, leaving Omar to die as they made their way to the hospital. Investigators would tell Savage they were ruling the shooting as self-defense, and behind the scenes, a relative of Omar's would reach out to Savage, telling him his brother was in the wrong for what he did, especially with Savage's son being home. He'd further state there was no beef and they were willing to accept the loss, and it would seem things would be able to move forward without consequence until social media lit a fire that couldn't be put out.
See, social media is definitely a big key contributor into like a lot of the beefs that's going on right now and recently over the years and stuff with rappers and stuff. So just goes to show you, man, people love the drama and all that. And then on top of that, when you talk about this type of stuff on social media, you just got a lot of people that's not really even involved in the situation, just being fans for real and just hyping it up and stuff like that. So it makes the whole situation a whole lot worse as well when people is talking shit that not only you don't know, but also now the opposite side don't even know as well. And all of a sudden, all these opinions and shit is going on. Like, people pretty much really joking and making jokes about the whole thing and stuff like that. So it's just crazy how big social media can contribute to some of these beefs for real. But other than that, also, I felt like in that situation after it happened, I would have instantly been like, look, we finna move out of this crib. It's marked now. Yeah, we killed one person, but at the end of the day, it was more people with them that survived. So it's like, no matter how we would have wanted this situation to go after, we could never feel comfortable here. Because now if they feel like they want to do something, retaliate one day and stuff, now they remember my address and everything, where we live and shit. So it's like, why put ourselves through that situation? And now we got to pretty much watch over our backs every time we step outside our front door type shit. So yeah, man, I would have just definitely been like, yeah, we got to move after this whole situation for real. But other than that, let's continue on.
VLADTV would get in contact with BTB Savage for an interview, and according to a source close to BTB, had to somewhat convince him to do the paid interview by promising how viral he'd become and saying he'd promote the mixtape. Those close to Savage, especially family, warned him to leave it alone. This interview would be the match that lit the fire. March 26, 2023, VLADTV would post a 31-minute long interview titled BTB Savage on him and his girlfriend killing a man who tried to rob him. With the views rising, BTB saw how much he could capitalize off the situation, and 2 days later, posted a picture of himself standing in the dry blood from the crime scene with a caption reading, "Fast forward to death day, make him meet his maker. Broke, beefing, make his mama throw a fundraiser." BTB was now mocking the death of Omar, who he technically didn't even kill, and Omar's family didn't hesitate to respond.
See, man, definitely just gotta watch out for people that's trying to get you to pretty much already knowing that you already don't feel right about a situation and talking about it for real out to the public and stuff is then gonna try to entice you to pretty much do it, because think about all the popularity and money and shit you could possibly make off of this situation. So they pretty much just egged the whole situation on by telling him to continue to talk about it and making money and stuff like that, and by capitalizing on social media, posting and stuff like that. So other than that though, man, I would have just definitely left it alone. And like I said, I would have just moved away, because it would have been no point to stay there knowing that people remember our address and shit. So other than that though, man, we're gonna go ahead and continue on. And I probably won't pause it just because there's still a lot more time left for the video. So that's it, we're gonna continue on.
A member of Omar's family sent a message promising to make his mama cry how their mama cried. Savage's own mom would call him, telling him to take the picture down, but he wouldn't do it. He told her the man deserved what happened after trying to rob him and threatening to kill his family. He said if it had been him that died, they'd be bragging about it online. And he was right. March 30th, 2023, BTB Savage would post 2 more graphic pictures to his Twitter at 5:04 p.m. An hour later, he'd be found dead. His white Mercedes was sprayed with bullets when 2 shooters opened fire from within a vehicle before getting out and gunning him down. Witnesses described the shooters as wearing all black with black shades, and the suspect vehicle as a black Subaru. Officers arriving on scene immediately determined the shooting was targeted, with well over 50 shots having been fired, but wouldn't understand the motive, as BTB was killed in Houston, 3 hours away from San Antonio. A source close to the rapper says he was told to leave San Antonio, if not the entire state of Texas, after the failed robbery attempt. Instead, he chose Houston because he had friends there, or so he thought. Fellow YouTuber Seti Nash would highlight the fact that the internet has indicted a Houston rapper after a self-incriminating post. BJ Goddamn would apparently take to Instagram with a post reading, "Hey, somebody tag VLADTV ASAP, goddammit, and tell his ass BJ trying to see when he gonna do another interview with that BTB Savage guy. Probably never again, huh, doggy?" The post was deleted soon after, but was said to have been posted.
You're the guy with the gun, the person who would do anything to protect the ones you love. But did you know you could go to jail for...
Before BTB Savage was even identified as the victim. What's even more interesting is the fact that his almost all black outfit and black shades closely matched the description of the shooters that hadn't even been described yet. A source close to BTB Savage states the picture of BJ was taken near the crime scene, and those that played a role in BTB's death were present at the crime scene after the fact. It's also alleged that one of BTB's own friends, who had a key to where he was staying, let one of the men involved in the murder into the apartment, where they stole all of BTB's clothes, money, and jewelry. A family member of Omar would take to Facebook saying they're having a block party tonight, followed by Bank of America sent that hit. They got tired of him taking their money. The same source that provided me with information for this video has told me law enforcement received all the video evidence from the attempted robbery incident involving Omar. There is even more evidence involving BTB Savage's murder, which is now being investigated by the feds, and arrest can be expected soon. 26-year-old BTB Savage, or Derek.
And now it's just crazy with all these other factors added into the whole situation. So it's almost pretty much like a backdoor situation at the end of the day. Now, not only did your friend lose his life, but now you also still helping people that's involved with him losing his life and coming and rob him and all the stuff he had left in his apartment and stuff now that he ain't there. So it's like this situation is getting bigger and bigger as it's more factors added into it. So that's just crazy as hell. That's why you gotta definitely watch the people around you. I wouldn't even be comfortable enough to have somebody, even if they my close homie or not, I wouldn't even be comfortable having somebody having a key to my crib. Like, nah, if you ain't living here, then you don't need a key. You can come kick it or whatever, cool. But other than that, you're not getting the key to the crib. But other than that, that's just crazy. But we're going to continue on.
Was a rapper who portrayed to be a scammer, but in all actuality lived a very different life. Originally from Cleveland, Ohio, he'd moved to San Antonio at the age of 6, where one of his brothers was receiving cancer treatment. An honor roll student, Daryl would graduate with a 4.0 GPA before following in his mother's footsteps and joining the Army. Daryl wasn't from the streets, but understood to succeed in music, he'd need to look the part. He didn't portray to be a killer, and when a man tried to rob him, he fought back while his fiancée was able to wound the man so their family could escape. His biggest mistake was listening to the people that never cared instead of hearing those who did. His family warned him against speaking on the incident as the other family grieved, but the thought of the biggest interview of his career was too tempting.
Yeah, I felt like if he for sure would have left it alone, didn't do the interview and a social media post, then I felt like this whole situation possibly wouldn't have happened. But at the end of the day, like I said, I still would have moved out the crib and not stay there. Like, after it's people that survived that situation that still know my address, I just wouldn't feel comfortable still going to sleep at night in that same crib, knowing that they remember where I live at, and at any point in time, they can try to plot against me and come do something else. So, other than that, man, it's just this whole sad situation all around for everybody involved. But other than that, let's continue.
Knowing how rappers' careers infamously blow after beating murders, he saw the potential in him posting those pictures. While he could have taken his life in any direction he wanted, he chose to rap, chose to do that interview, and unfortunately can't change his decision. Now, I spoke with a reliable source that's very close to what happened. And that's why in this video you hear me say some things that don't exactly align with the VLADTV interview that BTB Savage gave. But trust and believe, everything that took place inside of that apartment was recorded on video from inside and outside. Now, there's a lot of different ways to feel about this. He was mocking the death of the man that he didn't even actually kill. His girlfriend did it, but he saw a way that he could potentially blow up, and it happens all the time. Gucci Mane is infamously tied to a murder they're saying that he didn't even commit now. The Baby has been tied to a murder. Not even a murder, it was just a self-defense shooting inside of a Walmart. I mean, there's so many different rappers. Chief Keef, when the whole incident happened with Lil JoJo, even though he didn't directly have anything to do with it, it added to his infamy. And because BTB Savage wasn't the biggest rapper, he most likely saw the potential in the situation. And he was being told, look, you could take advantage of this. We can do an interview, it'll blow up. He was probably being told by other people he knows to go do an interview and talk about it and do this and do that, and he listened to those.
Just pretty much didn't have the best interests at heart for him, for real, for real. They was more so looking at the fame and the money that he could have made off of the whole situation, and not really thinking about the real consequences behind trying to do those situations, for real. Doing an interview, then posting on social media, talking about it. So it's like, they just didn't have the best interests at heart for them. They were just only thinking about themselves and the money and shit like that. But other than that, let's continue on.
Those people. He listened to the people that never cared instead of listening to the ones that did. Mm-hmm. And I'm not blaming VLADTV in any way, shape, or form. I want to make that clear. I said he got killed days after the interview because that's exactly what happened. I said the family was infuriated by the interview because that's exactly what I'm told by a source close to the situation is exactly what happened. Vlad was doing his job and offering whatever he offered. Hey, come on my platform and talk about this. And people pointed out he never even asked him about the music. I mean, he can ask whatever the fuck he wants to ask.
Exactly. You paying pretty much for somebody to come talk about what you want them to talk about. I can see it now if he coming for free, maybe, just maybe, if it was something for free, then okay, cool. Then he could have a say-so in what's going on because he there for free. So with that said, like he said, he got paid to be there. So now you pretty much paid to talk about what I want you to talk about. Pretty much at the end of the day, that's pretty much the deal we agreed on. That's why you here. So that's it though, man. People got to understand everything is pretty much a business for these social media platforms for real. But other than that, let's continue on.
This platform, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure we all know why he was given the opportunity to go up there. Now, could he have done the interview without the pictures? Yeah, but he made that decision as well. Now, as far as the rapper posting, hey Vlad, ask him to do an interview again and all that, I don't even know what to think. If he ends up getting booked for that, that's you played. You know what I'm saying? And if he doesn't get booked for it and was just clout chasing the situation, that in itself is just another thing that's like weak, you know? You got some people that will actually be involved in shootings and murders and try to benefit off of it. And then you got people that ain't even involved that try to involve themselves for the fame, for the clout, and for the attention.
Yeah, definitely don't be worth it, man.
In the comment section.
You just gotta have to deal with the consequences
BTB
after that.
Savage's mother's Cash App in the comment section. If anybody would like to donate, the donations are gonna be going to his 4-year-old son that's been left behind. But hey, it's 1090.
Yeah, man, sad situation for sure, man. But that's pretty much the end of the video, man. If you're brand new to the channel or you've been watching videos on the channel but not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button now. Also, don't forget to tell your family and friends about the channel as well, and hopefully they become supporters of the channel. And also, don't forget to smash that like button and comment on the video to help the video get recommended to a larger audience of people and hopefully bring new supporters to the channel as well. Also, don't forget to turn on post notifications so you guys get notified when I drop new videos, and be sure you don't miss out on new videos. Check out the channel every single day. Also, don't forget to add and follow me on social media. All my social media platforms are listed down below in the description box as well as throughout the video, so you guys shouldn't have a hard time at all finding me on social media. With that said, though, man, I definitely like to say again, shout out to my supporters, because without y'all, my channel wouldn't be where it is, and I highly appreciate y'all for that. So continue to do what y'all do, and I definitely highly appreciate that as well. But that said, that's the end of the vid, and I'm gonna catch you guys later on with more. So stay tuned. Peace.